Game 4 of the NBA Finals was all about execution down the stretch. The Thunder stormed back to beat the Pacers 111-104, tying the series at a 2 games apiece, flipping the momentum back in their favor. But the Game 5 is, approaching on Monday here, and this series is still wide open in my belief. We're going to go ahead and dive into Game 4, how we won that game for the Thunder here, and what we think both teams need to do in terms of adjusting the pressure as it ramps up, as the series moves forward. Man, this was just a defining story for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the clutch. Shai dropped 35 points total. 15 of those came in the final 4 minutes and some change, including a personal takeover where he went on a 12-1 run and really pretty much closed out this game, and it feels like shifted the momentum for the Thunder. OKC overcame a 10-point second half deficit thanks to the composed finishing, great defense, and timely scoring from the key role players on the Thunder. Jalen Williams added 27 points. Alex Caruso chipped in with 20 off the bench. Chet Holmgren grabbed 15 boards, outplayed Miles Turner, and played a huge role in protecting the paint for them. For Indiana, they had Siakam score 20 points. Haliburton had 18. Toppin had 17 points. It feels like, the same type of Indiana type of game, but they did not execute. They went and unraveled late here. 0 for 8 from the three-point line in the fourth quarter, just shot 27% from the field overall in that quarter. Carlisle literally said that they had a stagnant offense, isolation, and they really didn't get Pascal Siakam involved in this game. They had a lack of movement, and that was really the reason they lost this one really late here. We're going to look at some Thunder-focused Game 5 adjustments. I feel like the load managing for SGA in this game ended up paying off for Coach Dagnall. He gave them, strategic rest moments and let them close pretty much. It feels like the series strong, but the game strong. There's still a long ways to go here. I feel like similar rotations moving forward, just to have Shai ready to go by the fourth quarter. They also need to continue to push from the turnovers in transition and make those buckets count. And they did that in this game. I felt like better than the previous 3. Defensively, they were doubling on the high screens, rotating to help a lot better. And also they were just switching everything. Chet Holmgren, late defensively was huge on Tyrese Haliburton. Nembhard missed a, crucial shot there that they would normally make. And from a Pacers perspective, they need to move more towards Haliburton, not just from a scoring perspective, just as a floor general. They have to expect more off-ball actions for him, get him in the high pick and roll, maybe include TJ McConnell alongside of him late, so they just have him off ball where it's a little bit less expected on what's going to happen. But Lou Dort had that man on straps the whole game, and especially in the fourth quarter, it was something else, man. The ball movement has to improve, and that's where I'm thinking, adding someone like TJ McConnell would help that. They had 18 assists in this one, way more than the Thunder in most of the games that they've played. I believe 3 out of 4, the Pacers have won the assist battle as a team, but I feel like they really went to isolation. It was kind of confusing why that was the case. From a, Thunder perspective, we practically ran a box and one and said, good luck if, Haliburton wants to go one-on-one with whoever he switches onto, and he just didn't make those shots count. I feel like he typically would hit a couple, Nembhard would, hit in those situations, and it'd be a far closer game than it ended up being. Turned into a 2-possession game and then some fouls late, something like that. But they need to get some bench production from Mathurin and McConnell. I feel like switching Shai towards the bench unit and having Jada run the primary unit was a huge change for us, for the Thunder. And that kind of threw off, Rick Carlisle's typical, bench leaning minutes where he had to, figure it out on the fly, and he couldn't. So I feel like, going into Game 5, that's an adjustment that he's going to have to make. Some of the key matchups, obviously Shai versus Haliburton. Haliburton is assisting, and he's, impacting the game in a different way. I feel like most fans aren't understanding why he's so valuable. I'm starting to understand it more the more I watch him. He's generating so many open looks and just looks in general for this Pacers team. That's the reason they've won 2 games against the Thunder. And SGA, man, he's a scoring machine. I mean, he can get assists here and there, but really when he puts the blinders on and says, hey, I'm going to carry us home, he has practically done that throughout the whole season, but especially in this playoffs and especially in this series, especially last game, man, it was something else. 15 points has never been done by another NBA player the way he did it. And the other thing I'm going to look for in terms of key matchups is the interior presence. Whoever's winning between Holmgren versus Miles Turner, I feel like having Hartenstein is crucial for the Thunder to win that interior presence because it's one center versus two. And that's where the Thunder have the advantage, and they need to continue to stick to that advantage. The Pacers just need to counter on the glass somehow. They need to find some sort of bench production, or, I have no idea where they're going to get that production because Thomas Bryant has not looked good. So they're going to have to figure something out to where they can help on the glass a little bit more. Role players, Caruso stepping up. J-Dub, obviously not a role player, but he stepped up huge in this. Nembhard, Naismith, those guys, they haven't been as reliable from a scoring perspective because they're just so crucial to defending against Shai, and they get pretty tired going late into the game. And that's where Shai attacked those guys. Like, they had to defend him all game. So by the end of it, they're going to be tired between each other. So he really took advantage of that. I feel like Game 5 has everything at stake. This is like a swing game in the finals. If Pacers can steal another game on the road, that would be huge for them. It looks like 73% of the time, whoever goes on to win Game 5 ends up winning this series. We've been saying different stats. I believe 80% of people who win, when they're up 2-1 or something, end up going to win the series. You can mention any of the advanced stats or just, box scores or whatever. At this moment, this is the NBA Finals. You have to go ahead and chase the moment and just grab it, man. It just depends on what team wants it more. There's only small adjustments each team can make. There's not much, deciding in between these teams. They're very, very close in terms of, playmaking ability, in terms of defense and everything, really. Like, the only real difference is like coaching experience in this one. But Mark has made some adjustments and he's brought them back, and Shai's starting to figure some things out. J-Dub's starting to figure some things out for the Thunder side. And it looks like it's the Pacers' chance to counter. I got some questions for you guys. Let's make some predictions. Who do you guys think wins Game 5? I've got the Thunder winning this as a resident Thunder fan, but who's your finals MVP pick? I feel like if the Thunder do win, it's way obvious that it's going to be ending up SGA unless J-Dub goes on a tear and this turns into like a 7-game series. And for the next 3 games, J-Dub continues to be the impressive lead scorer in this. I'll try to make sure to cover the rest of the NBA Finals. Also, I have